Have you ever complained that paying your bills takes too long? Well, be grateful you didn't live in ancient China. Because back then, paying with money could take half a day, a panic attack, and possibly a corruption scandal. Let me explain. Part 1. When your money was shiny rocks. China used the silver as currency for centuries. But no pretty coins, no bars. People often used loose silver. Literally random chunks of silver broken off like pieces of chocolate. But there were a few problems. No fixed value, no standard shape. Every piece is different. So whenever you paid for something, both sides had to weigh it, test the purity, argue about it, and sometimes fight about it. Basically, paying with silver was like going to the store and saying, "Here's a piece of metal I found. What do you think it's worth?" Part 2. Pay taxes with money you don't have. By the late Ming Dynasty, about 400 years ago, silver became the main currency for the government and big businesses. But ordinary people, no silver. They used the copper coins for daily life, the little round ones with square holes you see in museums and gift shops. So daily transactions were like buying food, a string of coins, buying clothes, another string of coins. All fun. But taxes? The government said, "Copper, no thanks. We only accept silver," which is insane because people didn't have silver. So every year people had to 1. Take copper coins to a money shop, 2. Exchange them for silver, 3. Carry the heavy silver to the government office, 4. Pray the official wouldn't scam them. It's like the government saying, "Rent can only be paid in Bitcoin." But I don't have Bitcoin. Well, that sounds like a you problem. Part 3. Corrupt exchange fees. Now, here's where things get really spicy. The silver people paid was loose silver, weird shapes, mixed purity, sometimes fake. So government offices had to melt all incoming silver and cast it into a standard 50-tael silver bar. Smelting silver always causes a tiny loss because of impurities or quantity of the raw silver. That loss was called fair loss. So if you wanted 150-tael bar of silver, you'd need a few extra grams, maybe even 51 taels to make a 50-tael bar on a very bad day. A pretty small reasonable loss. But did the officials tell the taxpayers how much loss was reasonable? Of course not. Officials simply said, yes, to make a 150-tael bar, we need 52.3 taels. Trust me. And that extra 1 to 2 taels? Straight into their pockets. For centuries, this became one of China's most hated forms of corruption. Part 4. Heavy-duty currency. Another thing TV dramas never show, silver is heavy. 1 tael is about 35 grams. 10 taels is about 150 grams. 50 taels is about 1.75 kilos. That's about 4 pounds. 300 taels is about 11 kilos, 24 pounds. 2,000 taels is about 75 kilos, 165 pounds. Yet in dramas, a maid casually carries 300 taels of silver, like she's holding a tray of cupcakes. Or heroes jump off boats carrying 2,000 taels of gold. In real life, they wouldn't be running, they wouldn't be jumping. And if they were jumping, they'd be folded in half like a deck chair, whizzing and dropping gold everywhere. Part 5. So how did people survive? Paper money. Because silver was so annoying and heavy, China invented all kinds of early credit systems. such as sewer notes, promissory notes, merchant drafts, flying money, an early bank transfer system, and courier bank checks. By the late dynasties, merchants rarely carried silver, they carried paper, safer, lighter, smarter. Ancient people were not fools. Nobody wanted to go shopping with a couple of kilos of metal clanking around in their sleeves. So the next time someone says wants to go back to the good old days, just remember, their money system involved metallurgy, chemistry, negotiation, accounting, and a whole lot of corruption. Going shopping was a full workout, and paying your taxes required a blacksmith.